That will speak. Let me preface it by just saying that you are accustomed to hearing probably a lot more negative news about mining. I would suggest that perhaps our announcement today is more positive than the normal news you get. I'm talking today about actually effectively two items. One, the fact that St. Augustine and Nadecor formed up their partnership and made the arrangements firm as we signed in October 3, or a week ago. We signed this framework agreement. The second part of it is the fact that the Queensberry, or the Villar Group, has now joined and made this a very meaningful joint venture between two Filipino organizations and a foreign investment group such as St. Augustine. I will not preempt anybody else from saying things today. In fact, the authorities will speak on more details later. But first, let me introduce our president, Conrad Kalala.
The signing of the framework agreement between Nadecor and St. Augustine is a very significant milestone in this project of ours, since it is working towards the final consolidation of both companies, and we look forward to, so that we can look forward to a possible early listing in the local stock market. While it's listed in Toronto, we envision that the listing be made here also in the Philippines. So we can look forward to that. And now I'll turn over the our project director, country project director of St. Augustine,
Clyde Gillespie.
Well, thank you, President Kalala and Ambassador Romulo. I want to echo Ambassador's comments about how grateful we are to see such a good group of reporters with us today. We're grateful for your travels and that you're able to enjoy this press conference with us. For those of you that have been with us for the past 6 weeks, this is the third in a series of very positive press conferences that we've held with good news about positive developments on the advancement of the King project. Initially, it was the purchase of 25% of Nadecor by St. Augustine and the reorganization of the board of directors. Following that, released the results of our preliminary feasibility study. And today, we're very pleased to announce a restructuring agreement that puts Nadecor and St. Augustine in the best position to advance the King project. Under the terms of the agreement, the mining company, the joint venture company, will still be 60% owned by Nadecor, 40% owned by St. Augustine, and the milling company will be 100% owned by St. Augustine, where St. Augustine will provide the financing that's required to develop the project. This also puts us in a good position for another strategic partner to come in and assist with development of the project. Under the terms of this agreement, Nadecor shareholders will have the opportunity to purchase shares of St. Augustine at a very reasonable price given today's market price of 10 cents per share, allowing the Nadecor shareholders to own up to 40% or 39.96% out of St. Augustine. This restructuring agreement has been approved by both boards of Nadecor and St. Augustine. It's been signed by Queensberry Mining and Development Corp, and they are fully supportive of the restructuring agreement. I'll kind of turn your attention to page 2 of the press release, where there are 4 bullets that highlight the terms of the agreement. St. Augustine again holds 100% of the milling company. And there will be an ore sales agreement between the mining company and the milling company, such that the ore that is mined will be sold to the milling company for processing. The mining company, in order to be compliant with Philippine law, will be 60% owned by Nadecor, 40% St. Augustine. St. Augustine is making available just under 325 million shares of St. Augustine at 10 cents per share for Nadecor shareholders. St. Augustine will be responsible for financing the project at 100% of that financing requirement. There are additional approvals that are required, Toronto Stock Exchange and St. Augustine shareholder vote approval. But we anticipate those going well. As stated in the press release, the general meeting, stockholders meeting for St. Augustine will be held on December 16, 2013. I guess the other thing that I would note, there's some information here about the resource, a little bit out of the pre-feasibility study, kind of a synopsis of the resource there on the table. This work has been endorsed by what are qualified persons under the Canadian law. Jim Moore being the primary qualified person, and then also Mike Hester with IMC, Don Ernst of Resource Evaluation, and John Anderson of AAPA. With that, I also want to introduce Ian Gibbs, who's our